It is Monday, and welcome back to the Shibaroo Studios vlog. Just before we get started, you might have noticed if you've been following along with the vlogs that we didn't actually have anything uploaded on Sunday. And there was a couple of reasons for that. Main one being I spent much of last week researching the information that I needed for the AI art video that went up on the channel there on Saturday. And as it turns out, footage of me reading articles and opinion pieces on AI art doesn't make for the most exciting content to watch. So I tried to put something together, but ultimately there just wasn't an awful lot of filmable things that happened. So I thought I would start this vlog off by giving a quick little kind of rundown of everything that did happen last week. And I suppose the main points are I got my work put down into the Irish Language Centre, which if you've been watching along with the vlogs, I think it was about 2 weeks ago or so, we talked about that, talked about it being a place to get work into. So I finally got down, I got speaking to them. It was a great place. It's a really wonderful building. And as soon as I walked into it, I kind of realized this is absolutely a place that I want to have my work displayed. It brings in a lot of the right kind of people that I feel would be the audience of a lot of the work that I produce, particularly the Armagh-based illustrations. And with that being said, one of the pieces that was brought down there for display, actually the version of this piece, the Armagh Rhymers print, sold before it even got displayed on the wall, and that was obviously great. I didn't realize at the time that the Armagh Rhymers actually have their office there in the building, so they had seen it before it got put up and wanted to buy it. So first of all, it's great to get a sale, but when you have people that inspire a piece of artwork that you create and then they in turn see it and choose to purchase it, that's an absolutely tremendous feeling. So we got the work up in there. I got speaking to the people who work there, got to find out that they have an exhibition space upstairs that I wasn't aware of, which was a lovely, completely open, lots of windows, lots of natural light room in the entirety of the top floor of the building. So definitely something that I'll be looking forward to, looking into a little bit more in the future when I feel I've developed enough of a portfolio to exhibit the work, because I've spoke quite a few times about ultimately wanting to have my work exhibited. So it's great to know that there are other venues locally that will do that. So very, very exciting. On top of that, as I'd mentioned, we spent a lot of the time working on the AI art video. It was something that I kind of wanted to do because I did want to, there are avenues that I want to take the content on this channel. And yes, we've got the vlogs and stuff like this, but I do want to branch out and do other things. I want to do discussion topics that are popular in the art community, such as the AI art one. And the video, having only at this point been uploaded less than 48 hours, is so far massively outperforming any content that I've put up on the channel to this point. So I kind of felt that the video would do well, but it's really, really gratifying to see that it actually is. And it's something that I do want to continue doing more of that kind of content, and hopefully there's just as big of an audience for it. So I'm really looking forward to, as the week goes on, kind of charting how that video does. But I was very happy with it. And yeah, that is basically everything that happened last week. As for the week going forward, we are 13 days removed from the craft fair, my first ever craft fair. So a little bit nervous, a little bit worried. Got a lot of work to get done before then. I do want to have at least another 1 or 2 Armagh-based illustrations done. So we're going to be jumping right back into that and trying to get things priced up and printed and working out what my presentation is going to be for the craft fair as well. So there is a lot to do. And now that we're into less than 2 weeks until the big day, yeah, a little bit nervous, but we've got lots to do. Let's jump straight into it. Let's get to work. It is Thursday morning. The school run is complete and there's a lot of work to get done, so it is time to go home, get some coffee and get started. spent the vast majority of this week drawing and redrawing trees to try and get some sort of image that works on this mal piece that I've been illustrating, and it has not been working. And I'm going a little bit crazy. I think this is the first time in this entire journey where there's been one particular element in an illustration that I just have not been able to get to work. Any illustration that you go into, you generally encounter a few different problems as you go along, things that you kind of have to solve, things that you have to make work within the piece. This is the first one that I've really been stuck on, and I've had to go through so many different variations to try and get that missing jigsaw piece to fit, and nothing that I'm doing seems to be working. So I sat last night, I went through some sort of reference material, I looked up different artists, different styles, I tried to find something that would be a new and different idea. Like a lot of the time I've mentioned in the vlogs before that I've been working with a couple of different variations of styles of trees that I illustrate within my work, because I just feel that they kind of work and fit into the aesthetic of the pieces that I produce, but none of these ones are. So we're gonna have to try something new, and I just really hope it works because I'm going a bit crazy drawing trees. Very crazy. But other than that, we're going to be heading into town, getting a little bit of coffee. I was planning on getting all of my stock printed today for the craft fair next Sunday, but I did plan on having this illustration finished by then, so I'll have to see. Hopefully this morning a miracle happens and everything comes together and we can get them all printed today, but if not, maybe they'll end up getting printed next week. We'll just have to see how it goes. But anyway, I've got to go draw more trees. Oh no. So I had ambitious plans to go home and spend my Friday night getting lots of work done, being very productive, getting ready for the craft fair. But I had found out that there was a little homemade sushi van in the city that is open every Tuesday and Friday. I had to get down and just have a look at this incredible sushi. So there is sushi with cheese and caviar, vegetable sushi, smoked salmon, smoked mackerel, spicy chicken, vegetarian, vegan. So yeah, I don't envision an awful lot of work being done tonight. Might just be having a little sushi date. It is Sunday. Spent a bit of time this morning and last night working away on the mal illustration that I've been doing, and it's still been driving me absolutely mental. But I do think that we're finally beginning to make a little bit of progress with it. It was just a case of a lot of trial and error and a lot of experimenting, but finally I think we might be getting to the home stretch. My plan was to go down then and get my stuff printed either tomorrow, which will be Monday, or Tuesday, to have them ready for Sunday. So I think I might just squeeze this illustration over the finish line in time. I've got a lot of my bits and pieces arriving today from Amazon that I ordered. I wanted something nice to kind of package the individual prints in, something that was going to mean I could present them but also keep them safe. So they're little plastic sleeves with backing boards. So they are going to be here today. Get our prints tomorrow. Back up 3 absolutely gorgeous frames yesterday, so I finally got a little piece of my work into one of those as well last night, just to kind of get an idea about what it would look like, and they are absolutely beautiful. So I'll be getting another 2 pieces printed just to film them, or just to fill them, I should have said. But yeah, still extremely busy, plenty to do, but we have a child's birthday party to get sorted today, so that is the thing that's going to take priority. Hopefully then we'll be able to get this vlog out maybe tomorrow. I may even have to double it up and make it a 2 weekly thing, but we'll see what happens. It is the Monday before the
Armagh Craft Fair over in the City Hotel. So we are officially in the week of my first craft fair. So yeah, feeling a little bit nervous. Thankfully, so much of the stuff for the display have all arrived. So I am feeling a little bit more at ease having all the stuff there. Planning on getting the prints done either today or tomorrow. And it is just going to be a case of getting I was planning on I have a large easel there that I'm going to be putting together, and I want to create a canvas to go onto the easel to act as like a kind of shop signage. So I need to get that done and get it priced. So still plenty of preparation to do. And my sanity need a little bit of a break from staring at the iPad, so taking a little trip down to the Armagh County Museum. There's a new exhibit on there that launched, I think, on the 25th of this month. It's all based around artwork that's created from lace, as far as I know. I've seen a few things on it online and it looked very interesting, so I wanted to get down and check it out. So that's where we're going to head after coffee, obviously. So we are here now at the Lace Guild exhibition in the Armagh County Museum. I had a quick little look through the bits of literature they left here at the front of the exhibition, and it's actually an exhibition set up to celebrate 35 years of the Lace Guild. And I had a quick look at some of the artwork before I started recording, and there's some absolutely incredible pieces here, from very traditional lace work that you would see, very much like patterns, and then to actually more artistic pieces that they put together. There's some incredible pieces in here, so we'll take a quick little walk around, record some bits and pieces so you can see. But yeah, amazing stuff. Let's go. think having had a few walks around looking at the pieces, I would say I have two pieces in here that actually really stand out that I love so much. There's this piece here. It's just so interesting. It's very, very different. I love the way the colors are. It's actually, it's a griffin. You know, it's a representation of a griffin from, I believe, the Tuan Cathedral. I'm not entirely sure where that is, but I just think it's just an incredible piece and such an interesting use of lace. The other piece I really, really liked was this lace doily. I just think the use of color is wonderful. It just stands out as soon as you walk into the room. It's one of the things that jumps out immediately. I just think absolutely gorgeous. The color, the pattern, everything in it. It's a really, really beautiful piece. Happy Tuesday, or at least it will be once this gets drank. So last night we managed to finish off the Mal illustration that I've been working away at, and it feels like such a relief to finally get it done. Definitely the longest sort of process I've had doing any illustration, and not because it was more detailed than anything else, just because so many things had come up that kind of made it such a start and stop process. Midterms, Valentine's Days, children's birthdays, a lot of stuff going on that kind of just made it not quite have the flow that I would normally have with any of the other work that I've produced so far. But having it done now means we can get down and get all of my prints printed today for the craft fair, which is now 5 days away. So that's going to be fun. Gonna go home and work on the design for the actual shop signage, and then pop into work a little bit early, get the stuff printed beforehand. And other than that, I think the other main bit of news that we had was I woke up this morning, and just the last sort of day or two I'd been noticing the views on the AI art video just kind of growing seemingly exponentially at times, like so much more than anything I've ever produced at this point. And I woke up this morning to see it sitting at 1,900 views, which absolutely crazy. You know, prior to this video coming out, the most views that there had been on any of the pieces on the channel was, I think, like 120 something. So pretty safe to say it has dwarfed that. But I had spent so much time trying to figure out exactly what it was that had caused this kind of growth in the video. And I know that it talked about just the subject itself as a big talking point in the art community. And I do think that, combined with the particular thumbnail and stuff that I put in, is going to be more eye-catching to people. And I did try to push it in as many different avenues as I could across different like art communities and social media platforms. But I'd seen as well ITV had ran a little story all about AI art. Perhaps that going up on a platform like that got more people googling it and searching it, so more people find the video. But you know, it's hard to kind of pinpoint exactly what causes something like that to happen, but I'm just incredibly grateful that it did. So I don't know, there was no more real views on from this morning last time I checked. I'm just curious to see if I can hit that 2,000 mark, because that would be pretty crazy. Anyway, back home and get this signage done. So yesterday we got all of our prints back from the printer, and to my surprise, almost every single one of them were completely unusable. So naturally a bit of panic kind of started in. So we're trying to make the best we can do at the moment, and just trying to fix everything that we can by redoing everything at the very last minute. And hopefully this doesn't turn into be a complete disaster. But to say that I am a little bit stressed out about this would be a bit of an understatement. So this morning before work I popped down to different printers to try and drop some work in, get things priced up and see what we could do to try and solve the problem that we've encountered. Those prints, the new ones that are going to be usable, will be ready on Friday. So they need to be right, and they need to be perfect, and they need to be fit for purpose, because that is the last opportunity we're going to have to get our stock. So if it doesn't work, we are in quite a bit of bother. But no, I pick up the pricing and business cards that I got made, and it was by the same printer that I've went to now for the actual stock for the fur itself. So I have a lot of confidence in them that they'll be able to, offer the best quality that I'm going to need. And I guess you'll find out till Friday if we have anything to sell. So that's fun. That's interesting. In other news, I might have solved my signage problem. I had an easel that I was going to be using just to sort of set beside the stall and design like a kind of shop signage to go along for it. My initial plan was to get it printed onto a canvas, but when I went and got that priced up, should I say, the price of like an A1 size canvas was so much so that it would have made making any profit from the craft fur a little bit more difficult. So I'd forgotten all about the fact that I had a very large frame actually in the house. We redesigned the sign that we had originally made into a square shape because it has a 16 by 16 inch window inside the frame. So got that done. It's printed today. I have it here. So we're going to go home and later on tonight put that all together and see how it turns out. And once again, hopefully it turns out okay, because that's the sign we're going with, one way or the other. So we'll check in a little bit later on and see how it turns out. Alright. And in other news that I've forgot to mention, we have passed the 100 subscriber mark on the YouTube channel. Last time I checked, it went up to 103, which is fantastic. I'd stuck out a little tweet just saying that, passing 100 subscribers is incredible and we're really happy about that. And while I was tweeting it, I actually got the little notification to say that we had passed 3,000 views in total, which again, these are, I remember making the comment on one of the vlogs a while ago where I was talking about getting, to 100 views on the YouTube channel, and how, you really want to take that time to celebrate all those little milestones. But I mean, 7 weeks at this stage when I'm recording this in, and to have 3,000 views, it's incredible. And I know that so much of it comes down to the AI art video and the fact that it just did kind of catch on and hit an audience. But now there's a little bit of a gap in content coming up just while I've got all the work done for the craft fair. But heading in, I think with the success of that video, it's definitely tells me that this is the area that I want to be heading into. So there'll be a lot more content like that. So I'm planning to do like a little art history series on the channel too. So that'll be something we'll be getting done in the near future. So that is going to be it for another week here on the vlog. We are just a few days away from the craft fair. I have most of the things in order. Tomorrow starts the 48-hour countdown until my first ever craft fair in the Armagh City Hotel. So do make sure we'll have another vlog coming in at the early point of next week that'll just be documenting the actual craft fair experience itself. I have just been sitting here getting the vlog edited. I also took my little journal here and decided to make a little list of all the things that I need to get ready before we actually head over to the craft fair, which I'd always heard people say that making a list of things makes it a lot easier to achieve. I'm not sure of the truth of that. It has induced probably about 5 or 6 panic attacks. It made me question every decision I've ever made in my life up until this point, and I have been looking at flights over to Tijuana, but ultimately not going to do any of those things. Going to go ahead with it. So yeah. Make sure to check back into the channel, subscribe so you don't miss our craft fair experience, and like the video. It really helps the channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon.